And welcome to another edition of South Texas Crossfire. This is Attorney Joe Flores reminding you to join us each and every week right here on KTMB with the Lopez family. Special thanks to my good friend Carlos Lopez. You guessed it, the Ted Turner of South Texas Broadcasting. I've got a great set of guests on this show, so grab your popcorn and your sodas, sit here on the sofa, get comfortable. And I'm going to be bringing on big brothers, big sisters, the leaders in it, and the past and present and the future. So I bring on Chad Magill. Hi, how are you?
Very good, sir.
And you, lovely lady, can you introduce yourself to the public?
Maria Martinez.
I knew Maria from, also we worked together on boxing.
Golden Gloves, that's right.
Golden Gloves. And we had some great sponsors then. Are you going to be doing some boxing? Not yourself personally, but...
No. I'll probably just be a spectator this year.
Okay, all right.
In the ring.
You look like you could handle your own. Now, Chad, you also are working very hard on the city council.
Yes, sir.
And in fact, you represent me in my neighborhood over there, Precinct 86.
That's
so.
right. 86 is a great neighborhood.
Yeah, so we want to also have you stick around to talk about something else here that affected us just recently. But for Big Brothers, Big Sisters, I just got into this. I'm very, very passionate about it. I've been reading about it, the information you've given, and I've always wanted to try to help and mentor. Could you all tell us a little bit about Big Brothers, Big Sisters?
Sure thing. Sure. The mission of Big Brothers Big Sisters is to support children in the coastal Bend area and have one-on-one mentoring for them. A lot of these children are at risk, and so it's great for them to get an outside perspective and have a mentor guide them instead of just being in their circle, especially children from single-family households, children being raised by their grandparents. So they get a mentor that they can look up to and just have someone else to talk to.
Well, I saw some of those success stories when you all had a recent event at Rick Patel's, Radisson. What a beautiful hotel. It's the first time I'd gone there, and you just walk out there on the beach. You could just literally walk out the back door, and there's the ocean, you know. And so you all had the event there. Now, there was one story. It was humorous, but it also touched the heart of a fellow attorney, a friend of mine, Bo Vela, who has mentored somebody. Can you all tell us a little bit about the Bo Vela story? You want to take the helm on that, Chad?
Sure, quickly. Bo has been a mentor for a young man for a couple of years now and is really connected with him. And the transformation that you see not only with what we call bigs and littles, with the transformation with both of them is amazing to see. And you see it time and time again. As you know, most of us as gentlemen, we ask ourselves, well, I'm probably not the right person to be a mentor, but the reality is these kids just need someone to ask them the questions of how they're doing, you know, how's school going, or homework, you know, is it a little tough? Do you want to sit down and look at some things? Just pay that attention to the child, maybe 1 hour a week. With Bo's story, it's amazing because that young man is now more confident in himself. He works out with Bo. They watch football together. And I think it's really touched both of their lives to a point to where they are not only big and little, but they are brother and brother. And it's amazing to see that transformation. And every kid deserves someone to focus on them and to really pay attention to them and really lift those ceilings off of their future. And it really enables those children to really believe in themselves. And with confidence, our kids can do anything.
Well, it's fantastic. Maria, I was going to ask you from a female perspective, how do you see the Big Brothers and Big Sisters, and I underline and put that in 24 font, Big Sisters too, how do you see that affecting our population down here, our demographic that's watching?
Well, we do have a lot of female volunteers, and one thing that we are lacking is male volunteers. We'd like to see a lot of gentlemen come up and mentor some of the gentlemen that we have, or these children that we have on our program. So that's what I wish for 2014, that we have some male volunteers come out and play that male figure in their lives. So if we could see that in 2014, I think that would be great.
So you're saying that there's more, I would think it was the other way around, but really you need more males involved. And what kind of screening do y'all do before they become Big Brothers, Big Sisters? They, of course, there is something in process there where protect from people who would have other or who have a violent past or something like that?
We have a great staff that they interview one-on-one
There's
with
a
the
screening.
big and the little. Yes, we do background checks to make sure that both the big and the little have the same interests. We don't want a clash where they first meet and they don't have the same interests. We make sure that they both have combined interests on what they want to do, whether it's fishing, sports, watching movies. So that way it's a bigger connection, and they continue to stay connected longer than a year, and they make a bigger impact on the children.
So that's wonderful. I mean, when we're looking at individuals that are growing up in a household perhaps without a male role model, or who lost their father, or more often now people that are incarcerated, the damage that it does to those children when they are, we're incarcerating more people on the earth than anyone else.
I believe in this program mainly because I was born and raised on the west side, single family home, so I see how having a mentor can really change a child's life. So I think it's a great organization and I'm grateful that you're helping us with this event.
Well, let's talk about the event. We're going to be having the 5th annual, and I like it, Diamonds and Champagne. I'm already excited. It hits the women, they love diamonds, and the men like champagne too, a lot. And
Yes.
so, diamonds are forever, and so are the payments. Anyway,
true.
tell us about this event. We're going to be talking about this. It's going to be at the Radisson, once again, right there on North Beach. It's an untapped jewel over there. So
Yes.
tell us about the event.
Well, it's going to be held at the Radisson Hotel Thursday, December the 5th between 6:30 and 9:30. We have our great sponsors, Walmart, Goldmasters Jewelers, and Glaziers. And this year the tickets are $100, and we're only selling 180 tickets. So you have a 1 in 180 chance of winning a 2-carat diamond. So the tickets are $100. 2 carats.
2 carats.
2 carats.
I just got that for my wife for her anniversary. It hurt, man. You
Oh,
better.
yeah.
No, it was my pleasure, really. but I mean, if you're gonna win it, I wish I had known.
Yeah, and with that ticket, we're going to provide food and, of course, drinks all night.
Oh my God, 2 carat. I mean, my eyes, they're already big. They went huge.
Oh, yes.
So this is going to be a lot of fun. Tell us about the past events. The themes and stuff that you've had for because this is relatively new since it's the 5th. If you want to elaborate on that, Chad.
Sure. We have a fishing tournament in the spring of each year, in April or May, and we also have a bowling event that Maria has chaired and has done a great job with. And our bowling event is generally in late August or early September. And so this is our 3rd major fundraiser of the year, and it really helps us fulfill the mission. And as Maria was saying about the screening and the coaching process, it costs about $1,000 to $1,100 to match a child.
Oh, wow.
And that cost, now as board members and as staff, we do everything we can to keep that cost as low as possible, but we have to do it responsibly, and we have to understand that there are costs involved with screening and the whole coaching process. Big Brothers Big Sisters has been around for over 100 years. It's a tried and true process. So the funds that are gathered go straight to the children here locally in terms of matching and really helping connect and develop those relationships. So each one of these fundraisers are so important. This being our last one of the year, generally the Diamonds and Champagne helps us reach our budgetary goals, and it makes a big difference in a lot of children's lives in the early part of next year. So it's really investing in our future, not only for children, but in the near term of early next year. It helps us drive the mission forward.
Now, you're going to stay involved, but you're passing the baton as the leader to Maria.
Yes,
right?
I have some big shoes to fill. Chad
Big
has been a
shoes,
great
12
chairman.
regular, right? It was a close?
No, more like 11, and I have to wear thick
11,
socks. But yeah.
13 triple E over
Yeah.
here. You imagine
There you
the
go.
shoes I got. Oh, anyway, but we know what an impact you're doing in the community. Tell us how y'all are passing the baton, and what's the future for Big Brothers and Big Sisters?
Well, if I can start, and
Go
then
ahead.
because
Passing the baton. There you go.
I've been on the board since 2005, and
Oh,
there
wow.
have been a number of board members, late 2005, early 2006, in that time frame. There have been a number of board members who've really taken leadership roles, not been scared to take the lead, and who've stuck around during challenging times. We had some economic downturn in the last few years.
Horrible.
Those are some very tough times for not only everyone, but also nonprofits as well. And I have to say that Maria has been there, tried and true, every step of the way. And I'm very proud if in fact when she says she has big shoes to fill, all I have to say is I'm excited about her being our upcoming chairperson. I'm going to continue on the board as long as they'll have me. But I tell you what, we're headed for bigger and better things with her leadership, and I'm very proud of her, and I'm very excited for her, and I'll be supporting her efforts in the next few years very, very soundly. So with that.
I appreciate that, Chad. And Chad's left a great infrastructure for the organization. So pretty much we're going to try to continue to grow our corporate sponsorships, try to obtain new board members, and hopefully we can get you on board.
Oh, I'd love it. Thank you for the public invitation. I accept.
Another thing is just to pretty much grow our events. Like he said, we do have 3 a year. It's going to be our fishing, our bowling, and our diamonds and champagne. So pretty much my goal for 2014 is just to continue to grow.
As usual, somebody needs to bait the hook for me, but I'm down with that.
Well, great.
And if y'all ever do a hunting one, just make sure I don't blow a hole in the deer blind.
Right.
And then they walkie-talk me. What'd you hit? Oh, I missed a buck. And then the guy goes in the deer blind and finds a hole there. That was 2006.
Wow.
But it was an accident.
Ventilation.
I'm glad to be
Ventilation.
alive. You know, but fishing sounds great. And lastly, before we go on a break, what would you like to tell people out there that are contemplating and saying, well, I just don't have the time to do this. I'd love to. What would you tell those people? Maria, you want to start out?
Well, we have a community base and a school base, and some of our school base volunteers go and help children with their homework for an hour. And usually it takes
1 hour.
That's all it takes. And you can make a big impact on a child's life just by listening to them. They just want someone to talk to.
And what have been your experiences if a guy says, look, man, I'm working at the refineries or I'm out in the oil rigs, I come in, and when I'm dead tired, I work 1 week on, 1 week off, what could I do?
I would say you're right. If you don't have the time, you don't have the time. But think about when you're a kid. Think about those times when you were sitting there and you're wondering, how come all the other kids get to throw a baseball outside? How come they get to go to the movies? If you can remember that time when you were a child and you needed somebody, would you step up now for that child now?
It's very well said.
And you have to make the time, but I tell you what, it's worth it. But hands down, our kids are our future. If you can invest 1 hour a week, you can change not only their lives, but you can change your own.
That's true.
And closing remarks from Maria, people out there that are watching, the Latinas out there and others, all females, they want to be a big sister. What would you tell them?
Take the time to come and, one of our events, we usually have our luncheon, which you were able to attend. Get to know a little bit about our organization. We do have a lot of people who have questions. You can speak to any one of our staff members, and they'll explain to you. You have different options, school-based, community-based, whatever you have time for. We'll be more than happy to have them come in and educate them on the programs that we have.
Before we go, you mentioned your sponsors, and
Yes.
the diamond sponsors there, Walmart, and then there was 2 others you mentioned.
Yes, we mentioned Gold Masters, who are providing the actual 2-carat diamond. Which
Wow.
They're
we're
a
very
perpetual
grateful.
diamond
Yes.
sponsor. They
Thank
came
you,
in,
Gold Masters.
They
Yes.
came in
Del Mar
and
at Ayers,
said,
right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Del Mar College.
Several
Ayers,
locations. They came in and said, you know what? We love this organization enough to where we want to be your perpetual diamond sponsors moving forward.
Oh,
That
wow,
doesn't
tremendous.
happen in the nonprofit world. So, I mean,
Right.
we're very grateful and very
Yes.
appreciative of their commitment, but at the same time, they step it up every year.
They sure
I mean,
do.
2-carat diamond, that's not something we could even ask for.
I'm telling you, man, that is impressive. Yes. And as we're closing this segment, we're going to be thanking all of the sponsors of Big Brothers and Big Sisters. And from my perspective, I know how it is to not always have somebody there for you. But I was fortunate enough to have a father in my life who really impacted actually how I learned how to be a man, and he wasn't perfect, but he did his very best, and I miss him very much. But I think that passing on some of those things, I see what you mean. When I'm there, I see children that are a product of divorce, and I see children that just don't have parents, or maybe they grew up in drug-infested neighborhoods, and a little bit of what you tell them, they remember a long time. There was a gentleman named Eric that I was a guardian ad litem for in County Court 5. We've got about 30 seconds here, but I saw him now. He's a grown man. He's working at the refineries, and he said he remembered the few hours that I spent with him to make sure he didn't have a father present, and he had lost his brother in a tragic accident. So he grew up without that mail, but he remembered those just few hours that I gave to him.
Right.
So with that, I tell everybody, even a few hours, you can impact somebody and their family for generations to come. So anything left? Closing arguments? I talk way too much.
Can I say, Tony Elizondo, Rebecca Hook, Nataline, all of our staff are amazing. It's an honor to work and to be a part of a board with a staff that is so committed and devoted to the mission. It's often a pleasure to serve at our board meetings, and we continually ask as board members, how can we help more? It is an honor to serve with such great staff.
Chad Magill and Maria Martinez coming on to be the new captain of the helm.
She's going to be
I
great.
like that with her captain hat, everything.
That's right.
And I look forward to helping out. So what is the website to get involved, or Facebook that they can reach right now on their handheld phone?
www.bigmentor.org.
bigmentor.org. Put that on your phone, and also program in Big Brother, Big Sisters. I'd put triple BS on there. BBBS.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, you'll remember that,
Yes,
right?
you will.
Anyway, some people say I'm just BS, but anyway, Carlos, don't strike that. So you put that on your phone. What's the number?
888-8500.
888-8500 or bigmentor.org. How can you forget that? And it's up on the screen. Okay, we're going to be back, and we're going to be talking about Destination No Front when we come back.
Have you been arrested or are potentially facing criminal charges? You need a trial attorney who is well versed in the courtroom. Joe Flores has handled hundreds of criminal cases, and many of them to trial. Joe Flores can provide you with competent representation to protect your constitutional rights in state and federal court. Joe Flores can help if you have been arrested or facing criminal charges. The law offices of Joe Flores. Equal justice for all. Have you or a loved one suffered a stroke, heart attack, unexplained low blood pressure, or death during dialysis? The FDA has issued warnings and recalled the product Granuflo and Naturalite used in dialysis. At least one national company failed to warn the public that over 900 people had suffered cardiac arrest or death. A condition called metabolic alkalosis developed, which may have caused the harm. Call the law offices of Joe Flores today. With a combined 25 years of experience in the medical field and as a trial lawyer, Joe Flores can help. Call now.
Hi, this is attorney and board-certified nurse practitioner Joe Flores on behalf of Vasquez Flores Home Health. Nursing homes have their place, but having care in your own home is very important. Call today for more information. Backed by over 20 years of experience, registered nurse Priscilla Vasquez can answer your questions about home care. Call 881-9922. That's 881-9922 today.
I think it's a betrayal of public trust. That is just not ethical.
I left the Democratic Party because of her.
The reason is because you're taking Republican money.
The money of those people that pay me as a consultant. What are you taking? What did you take in Crosstown? Took money. I saw it, and I saw them pay you checks.
Okay, hold on.